And on her knees trying to get the ball out. It's going to be hard. There is a hard tackle out front from Martin towards the middle of the field. Perry couldn't quite get it. Bit of a foot race here now. Salisbury, the ball does take a kind bounce. And Paige Allen was involved, but nicely taken again by O'Day. The kick is going to go through for a goal. Going to get this in front of goal. It's not going to have the distance, but that one is.
Welcome to Kellett Reserve for this round 12 clash between Morphettville Park and Adelaide University. It is Pride Round today in the SAWFL. It's an initiative started last season. On the broadcast today, my name's Jenny Wallace, and joining me from Morphies, we've got Lexi Edwards, and from Uni, we've got Eddie Dads. Guys, welcome along.
Lovely to be here.
Yeah, where would you rather be? What a beautiful day for footy.
Absolutely stunning day. As you see with our pictures, we've got the teams just warming up in front of us. The Resi's games have just finished, which I believe was a Morphies victory.
It was a pretty tight one. It was 183 points to 0, so it was a tight win for Morphies in the twos. They'll be looking to carry that form through to the ones, I think. It was dominant.
All right, well, let's have a quick look at today's matchups while we take the pictures through the warm-ups. In the black there, you've got the Morphies in there. Fantastic looking Pride round, the rainbow on front. But guys, let's get your thought on each side. Eddie, I might start with you as the away team, University. Where are we looking today for you guys?
Uni have been in fantastic form. They've lost one game all year by a point up to Mount Lofty. That was against Mount Lofty. They lost 28-27 in a really tight one. Apart from that, they've been pretty dominant. They knocked off Morphies 11-7, 73 to 21 points back in round 5. They've got their reigning best and fairest and probably best player, Matilda Zander, back in the lineup after a couple of weeks out with an ankle injury. They're looking very strong across the board, Uni. They're a good team to watch. They play fast, attacking football. They've got a couple of big dominant forwards in Joe Hill and Kelly Baltrip. Great skills across the ground. They've got a young girl, Ellie Fitzner, making her debut. From all I've heard, she's a fantastically skilled player on both sides of the body. She's a really nice kick, so I'm really excited to see how she goes. It's been a good season so far for Uni. I have to say they're probably flag favourites based on the games that I've seen. But Morphies, as they've shown in that B-grade game before this game, are more than capable of taking it up to them with their best footy.
Fantastic. And Lexi from the home team side, currently sitting in 6th. Really need this win to start. Will probably take you into 4th position. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, they do. Almost a must-win for Morphettville Park today. But I know that the girls love playing on this oval and they know how to play it well. So a couple of big out today, though. Lucy Bellinger out with an ankle injury. So it's going to be interesting to see who fills that linking forward role. So she's got a really good lead up and a mark from her. So hopefully the Morphettville Park girls can stem the flow of Adelaide Uni's run. I think that's going to be the key to the game today.
Okay, we're just looking at a game start of 3 p.m, so about 10 minutes away from the coverage starting here. Obviously, the picture's brought to you by Spacequake Sports. As you're watching the footage on the screen at the moment, the team in grey with the rainbow socks is Adelaide University, and Morphettville Park in the black with the rainbows, as we discussed a little bit earlier. So University's only the 1 loss, Morphettville 5 losses so far for the season. With only a few rounds left, guys, obviously Adelaide secure up there. They're going to be in the top 4. They've locked away finals. You've just mentioned, Lexi, that Morphettville really need this must-win game to stay in touch and force their way into the top 4. What's, other than this game, anything in the run home that they can do to secure finals?
Yeah, they've had a bit of an inconsistent season, I guess, from Morphettville Park standards. Almost a bit of a rebuild, I guess, with the girls coming back from the Sample W. Just trying to settle in a team in the top 22. But, I think they've just got to get on top of the board today, and that'll be good for them going into the last couple of weeks as well.
And this field, it's got some unique dimensions. Home field advantage here, having this unique. Explain the dimensions here as well.
The pasty is what they call it.
Yeah, nickname for the pasty. So we've got missing wings on the side, but I'd probably, if Caitlin Swanson gets it in the pocket about 20 metres out, I'd put money on her to drop it from there.
Practices those at training, does she? Yeah.
Anything that's close to 20 metres, Swanee is right all over it, yeah.
And what about for Uni, Eddie? Do you look at this and manufacture your training ground and a little bit in the lead up, or
Well, I
just
think
you play here enough a year? Or
you definitely have to change your game style going into a game like this, just because the wing is so different. It's hard to see on the picture without we're trying to describe it. If you look at the vision there, this side of the oval is pretty much a normal football ground, and then you reach that other side and you can see that fence in the background, and there's probably about 10 metres of space between the edge of the square and that fence over there, so you just don't have any space out on that wing.
Yeah, it's a really skinny side,
isn't it? It's really skinny. So if you're looking to lock the ball down, you go that side. If you're looking to attack, you've got to go to this fat side. So I think that's what we'll see a lot of from Uni today. They've got some really good wings out there. They sometimes put Matilda Zander out there. They've got Zahn Anthony, who goes out in the wing as well. She's quick as. So I think that's something, obviously the oval is an advantage to Morphy, just given the way they play, but I think it's going to be, Uni will definitely have to change the way they normally go about their game.
And it looks like both teams have finished their warm-up and going to head in for that last sort of discussion before running through the banner. And it's a great chance for us to talk about the fact that this is Pride Round. It's the second year that this has been done between both of these sides. Last one was obviously last year, round 7. Morphettville were the victors in last Pride Round. I believe there was a best on ground medal won by Cutting.
Yeah, Lee Cutting won that one.
Yeah. And just, it's a fantastic initiative, isn't it? I mean, Lexi, what does it mean for you around like this, and just I suppose the visual awareness something like doing this can do?
Yeah, so I think that the Pride Round started from Andrew Brown, our president, last year after kind of a comment got made to him, and instead of really harbouring on to that, he decided to go the other way and try and, look at a Pride Round. And luckily enough, Adelaide Uni were lucky enough to jump on board, and they were really supportive of it. It's just a great round to really celebrate, the diversity that women's football has and always has had.
Girls having a good time, as you can see on the picture
it's
there.
just there was, I don't know about Uni, but I came to training at Wednesday, and there's just such a good vibe around this round. The girls really enjoy it. They all want to be a part of it. So it's just about connectedness, I guess, between us and the community, and connectedness between the two teams as well.
Yeah, I think it does bring a great sense of community around like this one. Obviously honours people, raises awareness. There's obviously a drive from both of these clubs to drive equality in sport, which is fantastic. And I think one of the important things is a round like this actually helps acknowledge those that have gone before us in how they've created a safe space. So I think sometimes, even though the present is fantastic, it does just bring that past, present and emerging through, and as you said before, just that great sense of inclusivity and community as both teams. One of the things I love about rounds like this, they're going to run onto the field together. Not usually something you do, you're always opposition, but you can already feel the vibe around the ground today that yes, there's a game and a competition on, but there's a great camaraderie between the two teams. They're going to enter through a special flag here.
It's great, love that.
Be courageous and loud, be you, be proud.
Brilliant, isn't it? So both teams side by side. We'll let the pictures do the talking for this one as they come through.
That's great.
There's photos from last year's banner running as well, and just the smiles on the faces of them running through that banner. It's really important to the girls this round.
Also, I've got to make mention, a new initiative this year, the Tess Baxter Medal was awarded for the best player in the Division 1 reserves pre-game. Tess Baxter, obviously a legend of local footy for the women, and the general manager now at Adelaide Uni Footy Club. So fantastic recognition for Tess, and very well deserved, the medal being named after her.
Oh, that is brilliant. And we're just a few moments away from the start of this round 12 match between Morphettville Park and Adelaide University. Teams just having a final kick around. You can see the resis for Morphettville Park were creating the corridor for everyone to run through for the banner there, and great pictures as you've mentioned, the smiles, everyone coming off. A little bit delving further into sort of the context of this game. If we look at last round, so round 11, Morphettville Park had a loss to Smosh while Uni had the bye, so they're a couple of weeks off. I wonder whether that may play into the hands of Morphies a little bit, that Adelaide just have had a week off, an extra week off. Is that something you think will help, Lexi?
Maybe, yeah. It really depends on how they start the game. I know that they've kind of been struggling with consistency, so if they can get that team quality going between each line into the forward 50, then I think that Adelaide will struggle with Morphettville Park today.
I think the bye did help Uni though, in that it's brought a couple of players back from injury, giving them those couple of weeks off. Like I mentioned before, Matilda Zander, who University's best player on paper, they wouldn't have had her if they'd had to play last week. So it's nice for her to come back into this team.
Uni been good on this, making sure the score goes through the big post. 564 points for and 133 against. So they've obviously got a very strong defensive unit as well. Morphettville Park 261 points for, 337 against. So that's that inconsistency you mentioned, Lexi. That's something that they're going to have to be sure of. They're obviously going up against the number one attacking team so far this season.
Yeah, defensively, and Adelaide Uni have some really big targets down forward, like you said, with Joe Hill and Kelly Baltrop. So they're in some really good form. Kelly Baltrop, obviously the leading goals kicker in the Sample W this year. So if Morphettville Park can defensively match up on those guys and get some intercept marks and some run out of the half back, I think that hopefully Morphettville Park, I'm obviously hedging Morphettville Park win, but
oh, it's good today.
We'll
we've got the two teams represented in the commentary team here. So feel free to occasionally let the bias shine through and the emotion. It's a great game, made all the more special by the fact that it's one of our the special rounds we acknowledge rounds. We have Indigenous round throughout the rest of the year. I guess this is one of those rounds that in time we hope you don't need a special round like this, but for now it's brilliant to use this space to pump a message and really be inclusive.
Certainly. Just see Uni have already moved out to positions, just waiting on Morphies to finish their last huddle. And there we go, we're about a minute away from play. Less than.
So yeah, all the players now lining up as everyone makes their way from Morphies into position. As we mentioned before, we're live here thanks to Space Quake Sports. Play's just about to get underway. A reminder that Morphettville Park are wearing the black with the rainbow colouring, while Adelaide Uni, they're in their grey strip with rainbow socks on.
We've got McKay, Zander, Pengelly, and that looks like Owen starting in the middle for University.
And for Morphettville Park, we've got Cutting, Cass Hartley, Talia Mayer, and Lindsay Bigg matching up on them.
All right, we're moments away. Round 12, Pride round. Here we go. This one's up and Cutting probably getting the best of that, but it's loose and everyone fighting for possession now, trying to get the hand pass away. Adelaide Uni just trapped in there, so we'll see a very quick ball up. First quarter is underway here at Kellett Reserve. And again, just loose ball on the ground. Adelaide Uni take possession just on that skinny side of the ground now. And we see ball making its way over the boundary. Bit of breeze out here today, Eddie.
Yeah,
coming across to us.
Yeah, it seems to be coming kind of to the definitely Morphettville Park's way, starting the game, probably pushing into this near pocket on this side of the ground. Probably a 1 or 2 goal breeze actually. It's picking up a little bit, I reckon.
So a nice kick in centre field there, and trying to head into the 50, but lovely snap across the body. It's running away. Free ball running. Is it going to take the nice bounce? And it does. What a start to the game for the home team, Morphies.
Well done. That was great attack of the ball by Caitlin Swanson there to get the bouncing ball around and then a snap around the body. One of her favourites, I think.
Textbook crumb that. Front and centre. There you can see that wind just pushing the ball forward. Yeah, that's a nice snap. Didn't try and overkick it. That was the key. Knew that she had the vacant goal square and then it could just bounce through.
Well, that is a lovely start to the game for the home side. Swanson, early goal scorer. And we're back in the middle here. Wait. Again, probably Cutting takes through this one, and tackle pressure's been good in these early stages. Just a reminder that Adelaide Uni sitting on top of the table. Just 8 wins and 1 loss, so Morphies will take a lot of confidence from being able to get the first points on the board, and that was a major. So ball's loose at the moment, just dribbling around. Nice pick up, hand pass. She's got to get on with it here, does so.
Great kick from Taylor.
So it's running down the outside now. Again, we've got another good tackle. Will the ball come free? It does. Morphies trying to find their way out of trouble with the hand pass. Nice kick down the line in front of us at the moment. Ball's in contest now.
Great give from Taylor Hand there. Just managed to get the handball out to McKay. That's nice. That's going to set him up now. They've got this open side.
Yeah, got numbers. Just missed the target. And Morphees have snaffled that up again. They're coming up the guts with pace. Good pace here. Kicks in the forward 50. That's a 2-on-1. It's fallen out the back. Another chance to snap. Good smother. So pressure on here for Adelaide Uni in defence.
It's the first game Ellie fixed her. Number 84 over there. 85, sorry.
Morphe's still in possession.
That was excellent courage from Fixter in her first contest of Div 1 footy, just back with the flight, created the 50-50. Looks like Morphe's have got a free here, and I reckon they're going to get a shot on goal. Not sure what that was for, didn't see.
Maybe a bit of high.
We've got Erica Spawn here, who played most of her season before in the back line, so it's interesting to see her in the forward line. I think she's kicked a couple throughout the competition.
This is the wind, sets this up perfectly as well. Just put this at the right post and let the wind bring it back in.
And she's just stabbed that through, and lovely. She's finished it exactly as you described, Eddie, so great call there. And what a start for Morphe's. It's 2 goals, 12.
Key thing with a bit of wind around when you set shot kicking is just never try and overkick it. Just work with the wind rather than against it, and that's exactly what she did there. Just didn't try and kick too hard. Just, as you can see there, just put it up and let the wind do the rest. Nice kick from Spawn. It's a great start from Morphe's. This is exactly what they wanted and what they needed, I think. If Uni had got on top early, it was going to be hard for them to hold them, but this is exactly what they needed.
Well, when you're playing against the team on the top of the ladder, to get in front of them early and make them play from a position in behind and chasing you is, as you said, a great spot to be in for Morphe. So the ideal start for them, the home team with the home ground advantage supporters-wise. This one's up. Another good clash in the ruck there, and it's was a chance for Adelaide Uni to take it first chance, and they've got it now. They're trying to clear that through.
Steph Walker, nice pick up, good give as well out to Xander, that looks like.
Some good pace in this game already. We're looking for the kick into the forward 50 now. It is done so, but there's numbers back there for Morphe's. Just to apologise, had some people in front of us there, so we're all blinded from the play. Looks like that one is a behind.
Good deep forward 50 entry from Adelaide Uni. That's their first one for the game.
Joe Hill had a chance to snap it there, just couldn't quite get it on her boot. And I think that was Zoe Greer. Just was muscled out of it in the end and the ball trickled through.
So a chance for Adelaide Uni to apply some pressure and keep the ball down in their forward 50 as Morphe's find the way out over the top. That was a lovely kick, good distance. And now we've got a dribbling ball coming up the wing here. Lovely hand pass, just goes behind. Just missed her target, which would have released them. So now we've got some tackle pressure back on again.
Great tackle.
Who's wearing 110
Should have been holding
there?
the ball. That was Taylor Hand, number 110. Very good tackle. Should have been holding the ball. Unlucky for Morphe's.
Okay, we've got throw in. It's probably from the pocket furthest from us at the moment. Our commentary position, we're opposite the construction where the old clubhouse has been pulled down. New one's going to come up in its place. I wonder if that'll change the dimensions of the oval at all. We'll have to wait and see.
Might need a new nickname.
Yeah, that's right. You're telling me it's the pasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
The pasty.
Pasty?
Yeah.
So you can tell I'm from a different state. Pasty versus pasty.
Free kick to Kelly Bartrip, just was held off the ball. And there's nothing I love more than seeing Kelly Bartrip line up a set shot at goal. She's got just such a beautiful kicking style. She's about 35 metres out here. I would say, even with the wind, I reckon she's got this distance pretty comfortably in her. And with this wind, I reckon probably again at the right post. And she comes, great camera angle here.
You're watching a lovely kick from behind. Just holds out. Wasn't able to swing it around.
Had the distance fairly easily though.
Yeah, that she did. So she's a danger. So that's 2 behinds to Adelaide Uni. 2 majors for Morphe's. So a 10-point difference at the moment.
With the oval being this little, it's really hard for them to bring it out defensively. They've really got to break that line that Adelaide Uni is setting up on the 50 as they take a mark in the eastern side.
So just working it out here, trying to find clean possession, and they've done that nicely. So they've strung 2 marks together here, and then hand pass release to get going. And just a slight miss of the target. We've had the whistle go on here, so
just a skill error cost them there.
yeah, just didn't execute to find. So tug of the jumper, and Adelaide Uni get another chance to launch an attack inside their 50.
I can see what Morphies are trying to do though, because they've got the wind. They're trying to move a little bit quicker because this is the quarter to take advantage of that wind towards their end of the ground. So I can see why they're trying to bring it out of their back 50 really quickly, but they just needed to be more composed there coming out. The handball wasn't on, and it's going to cost them a set shot on goal with Steph Walker here lining up. Probably doesn't have the legs in her here though, I don't think. Probably be looking to set this up to the top of the square.
Plenty of movement and leads, and she's chipped that just over the top. But has just succeeded in finding the boundary line in this occasion, so just unable to land it on the chest.
Uni's leading goal kicker so far this year, Steph Walker. Very rare commodity is the goal kicking midfielder, and she is the perfect example of it. She played in that Port v Crows game the other week too and did very well. It's a personal favourite of mine, Steph Walker. Bit biased. Love her.
That's always good to have play. So this one's gone to numbers up the line. Playing smart play there to try and get to the two tallest, but Adelaide Uni crumb it well, and it's just launched straight back in. Good defensive effort there from Sarah Wilton. Just last line of defence and ensuring that it's come down. And just trying to lock that ball in now, Morphies. I don't want to let Adelaide Uni with any more shots on goal, but it's going to come straight back in again now. This one's loose, bit of a chaos ball now. We'll see who can get it out from under this pile of bodies.
Paid holding the ball. Big call against Joe Hill. That was really good from Wilton before there, knowing that she's defending against the wind. She just held front position, knew the ball was going to drop in front of her. And that Amy Blandon got caught trying to have one fall over the back, and that's just not going to happen with this wind. That was very smart play from Wilton.
And throw in on that skinny side. It's being called, so both teams just reset their structure a little bit, and the two rucks will go at it once again. Some good body work there, and to the advantage of Adelaide Uni. And once again, just a reminder, Uni's in the grey with the rainbow socks, while Morphies are wearing the black with rainbow. And this one is a shot on goal, and it's gone through. So the ball's popped over the back.
Didn't see who got that one. Who was that?
We'll watch on the replay here. You can see it.
It's bobbled around, didn't it?
Nice snap through, and it's hit the turf and a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Nice little check side.
Jovanka Zesevic got the goal. Hasn't kicked many this year. That's a nice one for her.
Important goal for Uni. They're starting to peg it back now. So Morphy's 2 goals, 12.
Very nice from Yovi there. She generally plays up around half forward, gets through the midfield on occasion. Just a smart crumbing goal, that one.
So good quarter so far. Got just a 2-point ball game here. So exciting contest between Adelaide Uni sitting on top of the table and 6th place Morphies, who are playing with pace. It's a lovely kick over the top. We're looking for the ball to run on, and it goes to the advantage, but well picked up.
First game of fixer.
This one's going to be called holding the ball. Just had prior opportunity there and didn't take it. Tried to cut back in and beat the tackle. Wasn't able to shrug it off.
Karamoshis here. Doesn't look confident with the distance.
And chips it in. There is a player there, and well done.
That's Erica Spawn there with the mark above the head. That was great composure by Charlie Dorr over here. That started, instead of just taking the long option, she kind of stepped around her player and looked for a target and kind of went into the middle of the contest.
So Erica Spawn lining up for what could be her second major of the first quarter.
She's only about 10 metres, 20 metres out straight in front. Shouldn't have a problem with this.
So just on the approach. Kicks through. Kicks true. And we've got another one. So lovely clean sheet so far for Morphies. 3 majors. 18 for them. So that's Spawn 2. You were saying she's a defender.
She played defence all last year and in the Samford W as well. So it's interesting to see her move forward, but she's a big target, can take a mark. So it's awesome to see her get a couple on the board really early in this game.
It was just really smart lead for her to get that as well. She knew Karamoshis wasn't going to have a shot. Just did the old tick lead, ran back towards the square, turned and just got hit on the lead up. That was a really nice play.
Account for the win.
Throughout full, not going to get it.
Not a bad call from our angle. boundary umpire probably a little bit unsighted. You can see from those pictures the interesting shape that this field is. Soccer, it's gone straight through, lucky catch through, but it's now in contest, just 10 metres out in the goals. So dangerous position.
But just didn't. Cutting's doing a really contest, so her midfield nowhere to set up, but because
their rival.
You don't tend to do that too often. It's only when they're kind of really in need of a goal. They did it against Mount Lofty when they were down by 2 in the final quarter. They threw Taylor forward and she kicked 2. So they must be a little bit desperate for a goal, I reckon.
And we're just coming down the wing side now with a skew-whiffed kick. Foot race on. Both teams
great
converge.
pick up, Cassie Sumbris. Just attacked the ball really well.
And Bikamangeli just sending it back into the corridor.
Good give from Zeshevich. There's Xander, hasn't had much of it.
And this time Morphy's work it away. We're in the centre field at the moment.
Wow,
again, another foot race. Some good pace from Morphy's today.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Who was that? Talia Meyer, I think.
That's Talia Meyer there, yep. She's got an athletics background.
Gee, she was quick through the middle.
Great takeoff speed.
Matilda Sander, mentioned before, with the pink ribbon on.
Fantastic grab.
A bit of an ankle injury.
Yeah.
Suffered there. I'll let you know who that player is. Get a chance to see the numbers, Eddie, you might know.
I think that's Tiller, Ebony Tiller, I think. Yeah, Tiller's just coming off looking a little worse for wear. In the meantime, McKay goes for a very dangerous switch.
Big switch. Puts her players under pressure here because it was even numbers. They've done well to hold that up because it probably wasn't the safest of switches going on. And again, we've just got a ground ball as the player who's just come on as a replacement, Zoe Greer.
So she came in firing, didn't she,
Came
off the
in
bench?
hot there, yeah, very heavy. And
well done.
Ball up, just out on the wing here.
So about 25 seconds left in this quarter. Either team still with a chance to score. Probably only Uni now.
I think, Alexi, with 15 seconds to go, not sure we'll see another score held here.
It's got a bit chilly. Bit of a chill pass over the ground just then. Temperature dropped a couple of degrees.
Definitely has. The sun's hidden behind the cloud cover now. So, with the siren blows for the end of the first quarter, 3 goals, 2 for Morphe's, 1 goal, 3 for Adelaide University. Before we take a quick break, Lexi, a really quick thought. Your team's in front at first quarter. How are you feeling?
Probably made good use of the wind with that one, but they're struggling to get a clean inside 50 entry. So if they can improve that, that's much better.
All right, and we'll take a quick break now, but after the break, return with us for the second quarter action. Welcome back to the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 women's competition here. We're at Kellett Reserve between Morphettville Park and Adelaide Uni. Second quarter action is about to get underway. Morphettville Park are leading 3-2, 20-1-3-9. Sitting beside me is Eddie Dadzik from Adelaide Uni. We're going to get a quick chance while we wait for the second quarter to start, just to get a roundup on how the first quarter went for Adelaide University.
Yeah, I think the key was that Morphies were able to break even in the midfield, which is something that Uni doesn't normally allow to happen. And that started in the ruck with Leah Cutting, who just managed to nullify Taylor McKay's usual effect on the game, which in turn meant that the midfielders weren't getting first use of it, which in turn meant that Morphies were able to control the ball around the ground more often than Uni would have liked. You know, Matilda Zander, number 53, hasn't had much of the ball so far. She's a key player for Uni who needs to lift in this second quarter. Overall, though, I think given the state of the wind, I think Uni wouldn't be too unhappy to go in 2 goals down.
Yeah, well, the wind has been just a little bit icy in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter, so probably only going to stay lower the degrees out here. It's still a lovely Sunday afternoon. We're in round 12 action, and it is Pride round. Morphettville Park wearing the black with the rainbow, and Adelaide Uni in the grey with the rainbow socks as we get underway for the second quarter. Adelaide Uni will be running to the right of screen now, Morpheus to the left. So just ball just dribbling on the ground at the moment, waiting for someone to take possession. Some heavy tackle laid there, and we'll see a ball up. So
yeah, nice strong tackle from Becca Owen there. She's had a fantastic year of footy. Probably close to leading Uni's best and fairest this year, I would have thought. She's been fantastic.
And just a slight change in the ruck there for Adelaide Uni, Eddie.
Yeah, I think they've probably gone Joe Hill's athleticism over Taylor McKay's bodywork, I think, is probably the thinking behind that. Cutting was just able to put her body into McKay a bit more in that first quarter. I think they've made the change. I like it. Get Joe Hill in the game.
So this one, loose ball running inside the 50, and it's been a
Great body work there, just to push her over the ball.
yeah,
Very
change
nice
of
from
line.
McKay. Just managed to get it out, but I think it's going to come back in for Uni. Steph Walker's tracking it. Comes out to Owen. She slams it on the right.
High ball, good body there, snaps over the top of the head, and it's just going to be out on the full. So the voices you're hearing, myself, Jenny Wallace, Lexi and Eddie, both representing Morphies and Adelaide respectively. Some great expert comments we've got coming from these guys. It's good to get the 2 voices, one from each side of the team, even each other out.
Taylor McKay looked dangerous in that goal square, I think, as well, which is maybe partly why they've moved Joe Hill into the ruck as well, give McKay a run up forward.
Looks like she's definitely got the size down there, so going with a bigger forward line in the second quarter. Playing for behind this season, probably haven't had to do that too often, Adelaide Uni.
Gee, that's a tough call. Holding the ball against Zander to Cutting. Just, I'm not sure why they paid that, but might be my bias showing through.
Maybe, as this one 2-on-1, and Uni's just sort of spoiled themselves there, and it's fallen over the back for Morphies. You've done well. It was 1-on-2 competition there, and she's kept it down well for her team. That was Sarah Lowe, I believe, doing some good work against 2 defenders. And we've got the whistle blown again.
Throw against Zahn Anthony.
So that's a big call.
Oh, what a bounce. Oh, what a bounce.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
The leg spinner.
That's Charlie Doll with a snap around the body, and that is a lucky bounce.
Gee, bowled him around his legs, that one. That's pitched on outside leg stump. And just look at that.
That is well, we've got the Ashes overnight that everyone's staying up to watch, and that would not be missed there. You'd be happy to see that action. Shane Warne, eat your heart out.
Oh, just hit a rough patch, didn't it? Big crack outside leg.
Just threw it on the right boot.
Yeah. That's an incredible bounce. It's pitched in the middle of the behind post and managed to find its way through the goals. Gee, they'll take that, Morphies. That's another excellent start of the quarter. Goal against the wind.
Yeah, well, we're just early into the second quarter. And again, the Morphies extending their lead for the match so far. They've really risen to the challenge of taking on the ladder leaders. This one, again, just tumbled straight into the top of the square there.
Well played. First gamer, Alex Fixner. Did very well in defence. Just got a fist on that one, didn't let it through. Well played.
So, positionally, Morphies will be very happy with this, while Adelaide Uni some work to do in defence. Let's get this back out of change up. So ball up, Cutting's taken possession and she's held back her opposition, so paid a free to Adelaide Uni, who'll breathe a sigh of relief as they plot their way out of the 50 here.
Bright blue boots from Joe Hill. I reckon those might be newies. Looking good.
Some new wheels.
Yeah, a few new wheels for Joe Hill.
And this one, again, just around that arc for Morphies in there, forward 50. Centre of the field, slightly better in their attacking position for Morphies at the moment. And just both teams trying to figure out a way to get some clean
high
possession.
tackle, has to be.
And
Not paid. Oh, it was
oh, no,
paid.
it has been paid, yep.
Beck Owen again, she's had a good start to this quarter. That's probably her third touch, I reckon. Only 5 minutes in, she's doing well. Puts in the barrel trip direction, which is always smart.
Well defended there. Has come around Charlotte Dawes, she started her second quarter nicely with a sneaky goal. This one put out in front and some accidental tripping there, I would say, as the ball goes right into the crowd who's sitting right on the boundary line there. All right. So Adelaide Uni with the kick in.
Geez, didn't see what happened there.
Yeah, we lost a bit of vision. Can't see through the people there. This one, good opportunity though, as they come inside 50. Adelaide Uni just targeting McKay in the forward 50.
Big tackle.
Followed up well with a big tackle.
Well done.
Just would have liked that kick from Steph Walker to go more to the top of the square rather than in this pocket. This is the dead pocket of the ground, the way the wind's blowing. So I would have probably preferred that kick to go a bit more central. But they've got a stoppage out of it.
And the wind feels like it's picked up a couple again, hasn't it?
I reckon it's swung around just a tad, so it's coming a bit more across the ground than down towards Uni's end. So that helps Morphies out a little bit. Good attack from Falkenberg.
Done by Priest.
It's getting some real hard ball gets here as it's putting their head over it, trying to get possession. I think that's Xander in underneath.
Just showing a little bit of rust, I reckon. First game back in about a month, I think.
Was it an ankle injury?
Yeah, she did a really bad ankle against Christie's Beach down there. She's done well to come back this quickly, actually, but she's probably still a little bit sore. She's not looking quite her usual explosive self, Xander. That's a great tackle, though. Should be holding the ball.
And it is.
It is.
Excellent tackle, right in front of our commentary position here. So this kick is the one I want to go to the top of the square rather than into the pocket. So we'll see if Xander has learnt from Steph Walker's mistake before.
All right, so Eddie's called it. He wants it top into the centre, and I think she's tried to follow it, but you can see the wind just bringing that through.
It's just not the spot for it, unfortunately. Especially not down the throat of Cutting either. She lives and breathes that kind of service in the back line.
You'd think that McKay's the target down there. She's definitely got body on Wilton. Just can't quite get the ball at the top of her hands.
So Morphies have found their way well out of trouble. Now the ball's in contest, just in between the arcs.
Nice pick up from Tiller. She's back on after rolling her ankle in the first.
Oh, that's good news, isn't it? Because she looked very proppy as she made her way out in the first quarter.
Good contest.
So out by hand here from Morphies. If they can use their pace, they've got a bit of space on that far wing. And well found, just placed on the chest.
Sumbris lucky not to give away 25 metres.
This one's just fallen over the back. And they've got another shot on goal. And does the duty.
Just jumped through.
Finds the middle. That's
Jordana Parker.
Thank you.
That was well done by Morphees to get it down forward in the way they did with the pressure coming from Adelaide Uni. So I think if they can break those lines early, the ball's going to go down really quickly for them.
Well, it was run against play, and Eddie, you pointed it out. It all started from the missed kick in, but Leah Cutting was able to mark cleanly. Then we had a clean mark, switched it across to the far side, and they used their pace. So
yeah, that kick inside 50, it just can't go into this pocket. It has to avoid it at all costs, Uni. It's kind of footy 101 when the wind's blowing like this. You can't kick into that dead pocket. They need to get it more central, more to the top of the square.
So Morphy's opening up a big lead here early in the game. Just under 12 minutes left in this second quarter. Eddie, so coming from your perspective, the Uni girls, what do they need to focus on to bring them into the big main break?
Just got to be smarter going inside 50 is the main thing so far. The midfield's starting to get on top. You can see they're starting to get the inside 50s. It's just the quality of inside 50s that's letting them down. And again, they're just probably going to let this out again as Joe Hill lays a tackle and gives away a free kick. It's just the quality of inside 50s really that they need to improve on. Need to be smarter, need to put the ball in McKay's vicinity and give her a chance at it rather than keep kicking into this pocket and allowing Cutting and stoppages in the forward pocket.
Right. Maya with a clean mark in front of us. And this one just looks like she's playing along the line. We'll wait and see. We can't quite see there from there who was going to take possession of that. I think they're going to throw in, are they?
Yeah, I think Zoe Greer went to get that one and just fumbled it over.
Lexi, you must be happy with the way Morphies have approached this game so far.
They have. Great start by Morphettville Park. Very deliberate in
Great
bringing it out of their
tackle.
defensive 50. There's a really good tackle from Adelaide Uni here to bring it back in their forward 50.
Zoe Greer, really nice tackle on Leah Cutting, who's probably been Morphy's best so far, I would have thought.
Yeah, some good follow-up work, really good tackle pressures. This one's high ball inside the 50. It's well picked up from
Owen.
Adelaide Uni. Owen, she's gone high off the outside of the right boot, and it's on the chest. Is she going to be able to get it? Here we go, here's a goal. It's fallen out nicely.
Good things happen when you put it to the top of the square, Jen. As I've been saying, you put it at the top of the square and good stuff happens. That was nice. Really good crumb from Owen. Just got it into that right spot. Taylor made a big contest. Put it on the boot and it just fell to Zestovic for her second.
Yep, and she's just right place, right time then. And you could see the numbers flooding forward from Adelaide Uni, backing themselves with the possession then. So a bit more of that from Adelaide Uni.
It's more of what I wanted to see. And you can just see McKay looks like she's going to mark everything that goes near her at the moment. She's got plenty of size on her direct opponent, which is Sarah Wilton down there. So she's gone back in the ruck though, which is interesting. I would have kept her forward for a couple more, but we'll see how this goes.
So the taps fall in the way of Adelaide Uni, and they've got some good run on here. Going to link some players together.
Lovely kick, Steph Walker.
Turns now, having a look up for field, just goes sideways with the hand pass to release some options. And some good field position probably found there from Adelaide Uni, but look like stringing that together a little bit better.
That was nice. This side of the ground, I'm just not sure about the continued approach of bringing it down this side rather than bring it down the other side, given the wind situation. But that's a nice tackle as well. Gee, Zoe Greer's tackling's been a highlight this quarter.
I feel like the last 5 minutes the tackle pressure's raised.
No easy disposals in this game, I don't think.
It's McKay cutting back at it again. Gee, that's been a good contest. McKay thought she got one high and probably did, I reckon.
Yeah, just
Not
over
called.
the shoulder. They've let that go, and here we hear the whistle, so they'll get to go at it again now. It's been a good contest when those two line up against each other. And we've seen McKay float between being in the ruck and being up forward.
Had to be a little bit more subtle with that T-Mac, I reckon. Right in front of the umpire, she's just given a big two-handed shove in the back of Cutting.
So Cutting, she's been one of the best on ground so far for Morphies.
Lovely
Finds a
kick.
target beautifully. And just looking up front. This is Swanson seeing what she's got ahead of her. Finds an option, but no. Only able to find University, who spoil that over the boundary line.
Tromans with the spoil there. We'll have another look at this from Taylor McKay. Yeah, that's unfortunately it's just too strong for your own good, T-Mac.
Crunched her. Throw in now. They go at it again. It's gone right over the top of both of them. So just dribbling along the ground at the moment. Universities get hands on it. Unable to get it clear off the pack, and we'll see yet another throw up.
Morphees can go into the main break up by this 2-goal margin. They'd be very, very happy, I think, given the win, the fact they've got the third quarter. Steph Walker first hands to the ball there and earns a free kick. Looking in the ball trip direction.
So working this side once again, much to your dismay as you're shaking your head beside us.
It's frustrating.
I think if you've got big targets like Balltrop and Joe Hill down forward with the win, you just want to get it long as far as you can and try and put it into the middle so you can get those smaller, fast crumbs.
Couldn't agree more.
Around to try and get it. I'm not sure why they keep hitting the boundary on this side. There's no space.
Yep. And we saw with their last goal, the avenue to goal was get it through the middle, get it up the centre, and if it's not a clean mark, the crumbing comes in. So
Did you just see
all in agreement here.
Yeah, it's just these repeated boundary throw-ins. This is not helpful for Uni. They're the ones that need to be attacking with the win this quarter. These repeated boundary throw-ins aren't helping them.
As a reminder, there's no time stoppage here, so all of these stoppages just click off the time available to Adelaide Uni, who are playing from behind, probably a rarity for them this season. Morphies, they're up and about, hosting Pride round, wearing the Pride colours, Cutting once again, just able to be in the right spot and diffuse that attacking raid.
Can you feel my frustration, Jen? If there's one player on the ground you can't kick it to over Uni, it's Leah Cutting. She's showing exactly why.
Morphies were good, just connecting hands, Parker to Swanson, and now it's coming up the middle here.
There we go. Beck bet.
Found the ground, but as soon as it's closer to the middle, you can see both teams unsure of where they're going to go. So you can feel that pressure on Morphies when it is in a better position. They know they want to try and defend and keep it sort of suffocated up against this boundary line, and that's the challenge for Adelaide at the moment. It's Parker.
Good tackle from Taylor Hands.
Yeah, thought
Another
she had
good
more
tackle
time.
from Steph Walker.
So
good fight on the ground. Nice from Beck Owen again. I think Uni are doing a better job of getting first hands of the ball around the stoppages this quarter. Thump forward like that.
And can someone get this on the boot? It's on the ground once again. Dragged it in probably from our view. The umpire's not cited to that, so.
I think he would have called that if he'd seen it.
If Uni are clever, they'll get it into the square. We've got a huge mismatch here with Kelly Bartrop on Ali Leneth. I reckon Kelly Bartrop's got about a head on top of her.
You can almost hide and seeking behind her actually from our view, so you've called that nicely. We'll actually see if the Adelaide Uni can get possession.
Tail hand very quick.
So coming back into the middle now, the foot race on and taking possession cleanly.
Nice by Zion Anthony.
It's a 2-on-1, but it's in favour of Uni. It's falling loose. Here we go, free player. Can she get the kick up to the top? She does so.
Yeah, that's a free kick. There you go. That's, as you said, Lexi, just get it forward. Get it near Kelly Bartrop in that situation. Very well called.
That was very good by number 12, who was
Amy Blandon. She did well there.
Did well, held out of the contest, didn't go in when she didn't have to, got the handball received just for a quick kick forward.
And I would put a lot of money on Kelly Bartrop kicking this. She doesn't miss these ones.
Oh, if she kicks this, it'll bring it back to 11-point margin. Important kick here for Adelaide Uni. And does so. Yep, they've called it clear. They looked like they were going to call it back for
yeah, there's something going
encroaching.
On there.
I think encroaching on the mark from one of the Adelaide, the Morphies defenders sneaking in there. So lovely major, just what Adelaide University needed.
They really did need that one. They've had most of the play this quarter, but just haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard, as we've said time and again. Just the forward entries letting them down, but that was a lot better. Quick movement, just got it into the mismatch with Kelly Bartrop and her direct opponent. She had the size match up, and in the end, there was nothing the opponent could do but just hold her arms back.
So that seems like a much smarter recipe or avenue to goal for Adelaide Uni, especially with the wind. They've got 3 minutes 40 to take advantage of that breeze that's in their favour currently, as cutting winds that hit out. That's Adelaide Uni gets the ball now behind, just tapping it forward by hand.
Two hand, Taylor Hand, nice on the right foot.
So a high ball, unable to get there for the mark, so the bounce favours Morphies. Swing back around inside the corridor. Some good defence. She's taking on the defender, and did she dispose of that properly? No.
Zion Anthony with the tackle, rugby player. One of the things she does best is the tackling.
It's been a very even quarter so far, both teams kicking the two majors. 32-21, we've got an 11-point game.
She's been one of the architects of this quarter from Uni, Beck Owen. She's had a stack of the footy, been really good around the contest, made smart decisions.
The one thing I noticed, Eddie, that you might be able to shed some light on is some really high numbering on the shirts for Adelaide University. You've got 110, 104, 90s, 80s. Is there any reason for that? Is it a historical thing? Is it a full club thing?
Uni tradition, Jen. So Uni traditionally has a lot of players. We've got 9 teams this year, 6 men's, 3 women's. And each player has their own unique number, so that's where that comes from. Yeah, a lot of high numbers you can see floating around. You should see some of the lower grades, men's numbers. You're getting up in the 300s at some points, which is pretty funny to see. Yeah, if you got a number inside the top 30 at Uni, you're doing all right.
Alrighty. That's a really nice way to do it, though, across the male and female teams. If you get that unique numbers, I like that initiative. As Morphy's just tumbling the ball forward, looking for another chance to sneak one, but it's fought back there from Adelaide Uni.
Geez, went the wrong way, Pengelly, turned into trouble.
Yeah, we've got, just again, ball sort of just finding, no one's really clean and being able to find the receive out. Just a bit of fumbling back and forth. It's fallen clear now, and Adelaide Uni take possession, and they've got some time here. Oh, unable to take the mark. It would have been a tough one over the shoulder, though.
Tromans, I think that was.
So we've got an injury down in just to the left of play at the moment.
Cassie Sumbris, and that wouldn't be good news. She's done that ankle a couple of times. As we see on the screen, that smother. Very nice smother. Steph Walker just checking that the player's all right. So Sumbris is down behind play. looks like her left ankle. She looks in a bit of pain. Sometimes with those ones you can run them off, but
Yeah, we'll wait and see. She's in the trainer's hands at the moment, and they're in the forward pocket for Morphies. So good. Oh, we've got another injury again, do we? Or just clash of heads, accidental clash of bodies?
cutting a bit sore.
And she goes in hard all the time, so they're in good field position here, Morphies, although all the numbers are flooded back, so who can get the clean possession here and get a snap away at goal? This one, potentially even a falcon there.
Great handball, Ebony Tiller.
So we're coming straight up the guts now as the long kick out. The ball didn't run on, took a bit of a nasty bounce and went back into the traffic. So here we go, soccering forward, unable to keep her feet. If she'd kept her feet, she would have had first play on the ball. So we see Morphies selling a bit of candy there.
Hannah Priest there with the candy.
That was lovely.
That was very nice.
There's another quick wing.
That might be all she wrote for this half, I think.
Called it nicely. So as we take the main break, Morphettville Park are up 32-21 against Adelaide University, remembering that Morphettville are currently 6 on the table and playing to get into the top 4, while Adelaide Uni are pretty secure at the top. However, of course, always wanting to win and hold that balance. Eddie, how have you seen the first half go through here?
Yeah, I think in the first quarter, Morphies really got on top in the midfield, and that's how they were able to get that early lead. And then in that second quarter, Uni had, I think it's fair to say they had most of the play, probably double the inside 50s, just off the top of my head. But they just, the quality of their inside 50s let them down. And in the meantime, Morphies down the other end took the few opportunities they had, kicked a couple of really crucial goals against the wind. But I think we go in really, really evenly poised to the main break. I can't pick a winner from here. I think Morphies, if they can make the most of the wind in this third quarter and put a bit of distance between themselves, they're in really good shape.
And Lex, with the Morphettville Park, what are their coach going to take them into? They're ahead, they're up against the team on the top of the ladder. What's your message to them at this halftime break?
I think they've done a really good job to stay up by 11 points going into half-time. I think if they can continue just pressuring that goal and trying to get it forward, especially with the win in this quarter, hopefully they can get a couple more goals in going into after the main break.
All right, and we've got Erica Spawners kicked 2 majors, Bradley, Dorr and Swanson 1 also for Morphies, while University we've had Zetchevich with 2 and Baltrop with the 1. So Morphettville Park will take out the 11-point lead, and we'll be back with the third quarter action shortly. And we are back here at Kellett Reserve for the Adelaide Footy League's competition match, round 12. It is Pride round between Morphettville Park and Adelaide University. We're moments away from quarter 3 starting. Morphettville Park are up by 11 after the main break. With you is Jenny Wallace, Eddie Dadds and Lexi Edwards.
See the Pride puppy on screen, that was lovely.
There's lots of dress-ups. People got great beanies, scarves, dogs dressed up. This is a great round.
Everyone's having a great time. There's a free barbecue, as we just discovered at half-time. That was a highlight.
We might have to make our way to that after the final siren.
Oh, Zahn Anthony, don't argue with her.
That was a great don't argue. So, Adelaide University, they've come into this game sitting on top of the ladder. Morphettville Park, 6th place with the chance, if victory comes their way, to get into the top 4. With only a few rounds remaining before the finals. This is a must-win match for them, and so far, Lexi, they've started the game just as they'd need to.
They have. The message at halftime was just to keep having fun, I guess, was the message at the start. It's a brilliant day to try and do that, and just to not overthink things and just try and get it forward.
So this one was thrown on the boot, and it's going to be the perfect start for Adelaide University to the third quarter.
Goal to Kelly Bartrip, but it was really Matilda Zander's goal. If you have a look in the replay here, the ball just didn't do what she wanted it to do on the goal line.
Just sat up.
Oh, that's very fortunate for Kelly Bartrip.
So she's managed to pick the pocket there and get her second major for the day. Just the start Uni would be after as they try and peel back that deficit. So we're now back to a 5-point deficit. As I struggle with my words on this Sunday afternoon. The sun's just crept back through, which is nice because it's
Thank
getting
God
chilly
for that.
here.
Oh, I'm freezing. Got the full jacket on and it's still cold.
So our main two rucks going at it. They've had a great contest here today. Thrown on the boot, working its way forward towards.
Well read by Georgia Taylor.
So GT just kicking long up the middle. I wonder whether Adelaide University might have discussed a bit of their tactics at half-time about trying to get a bit more direct avenue to goal. This one's socketed back through. So just staying between the arcs at the moment. So a bit of play for position. And this one bounces into the arms nicely of Morphy's, but kicks it straight back to Adelaide Uni on that far side.
It's Owen out there. I think she's been Uni's best player so far. She had a great game, Beck Owen. Had a stack of the footy. Uses it pretty well normally as well. She's a good decision maker.
So it goes long towards the 50. And it's off hands, rolling further even forward. Bit of soccer action again. So Adelaide Uni with all the numbers there forward in attack if they can just get some clean ball. That's Parker, Chelsea Parker, coming back to the assist with defence.
Deep pocket out there. Pocket went out of bounds about 4 different times in that passage.
There's a 2-on-1 back in the middle, so this is going to come back.
Nicely read by Tilly Van Riel.
Gone for the flyer, just misread it. So this one just in the middle, but again thrown on the boot, out to that deep wing again, wing pocket again.
Zander with the mark. Nice kick from Georgia Taylor. I think she saw Zander out of the corner of her eye and just put it out in front of her and let her run onto it. So Zander's looks like she's about 30, 35 metres out and about a 45-degree angle as the sun just steams right in our face here. Really makes it tough to see out here.
Well, she looks like she's got the distance. As she got the height, not quite. You got the tallies back there for Morphy. So Leah Cutting, who has just been on the spot wherever needed so far today, and she ensures that that works its way over the boundary line.
Leah Cutting's defensive work is one of the highlights of her game. She really pushes back deep, which is awesome.
For a tall girl, she gets around the ground really well.
She's pretty agile, yeah, for a tall girl.
Got a really good tank on her as well.
She will ruck all game, yeah.
So this one,
good run out.
Just bulleted up the middle and just misses the hand pass target there. But again, they're just good tackle pressure from Morphy's, just forcing it back. And we've got another.
Come out a little sluggish after half-time, I think, Morphy's. Just need to switch on a little bit here.
Maybe hit the free barbecue a bit early. No, I'm sure they do not.
Great pickup.
Pick up.
Fixed her. And a handball as well. Excellent. Zander's off.
So she heads wide, high, holds up in the breeze.
Crumbs her own work too.
Follows up nicely there. So, again, the intensity just lifting. Adelaide Uni have really started out of the blocks hard. It is Pride round, and a bit of their pride as ladder leaders on display here in the second half early. So, cutting.
Nice body from Zahn Anthony. And got the free kick. Just read the ball better and protected the space, and cutting, trying to get, was a little overzealous in trying to get back to the ball. She's got Collie out wide here and needs to hit her. Doesn't look this way.
Comes now, maybe a little bit too slow, allowed Morphies to get in position, and that's
Lindsay Big.
Thumping kick forward.
Oh, and she's taken it and run on. That's Roberts. She's found a couple people at the top of the square, and it's just rushed over for a behind.
2-on-1 for Morphies in the square there and couldn't make it count.
Marked it and ran there, Lex.
I don't mind the attempt to take the ball on and do it, but she probably just needed to slow her steps a little bit and just steady before she had to shot at the goal there.
Composure was just a little bit lacking with the final kick inside.
Bold move from a 16-year-old, so I'm not angry about it.
No, that's excellent from a 16-year-old. Strong mark from Paxton Matner. The crowd weren't happy about it. I think she held it long enough.
It's good to get to focus on the long sleeves again.
Yeah, my favourite.
Oh, great hands. Who's that? That's Tessa Con, I think, for Morphe's. Just busted through that pack with a clean pickup.
Lindsay Big fighting for it.
And this one's just bodies rushing in, everyone coming from each direction. And called a throw, I believe.
Gee, they've been hot on at the start of this quarter. A few free kicks.
Yeah, the whistle's hot, that's for sure. So Pengelly trying to find her way out of defence. And front position there for Adelaide Union, brings it down, but the Crummers were behind.
Steph Walker with a bit of a suplex there, wrestling move, got the leg in front of the other one. That was nice.
You're a wrestling fan, obviously. I think we learn all these new things. Loves a long sleeve and a wrestle.
Yeah, my two favourite things. That's good attack.
Great pickup, but a lovely smother. Unable to take advantage of the good clean pickup. Ball's been given back.
Got the high there. I reckon maybe the tallest person on the ground with the smallest person on the ground there. So Polly Wells has a lacrosse background, actually. She was an Australian lacrosse player a few years back.
Oh, that's awesome. So played 25 metres further down. Does this bring her in range or a little bit too far?
This will test her distance.
Oh, no, she's just chipped across.
Oh, Taylor.
But
got a paddock now. She just misses the kick a little bit. Is that going to cost her?
That's Parker out there. Packer, sorry, for...
Pengelly for Uni. Oh, Falcon.
There's another Falcon. And...
Oh.
Wow. Saying dragged it in.
Unlucky.
I mind seeing a replay of that. I reckon it bounced back to her more than got dragged in.
And we've got another whistle as the ball's come into the centre.
Umpires hot on the whistle, as we said, this quarter, making their intentions very clear.
Aren't they? So, who have we got there, Lex?
That's Cass Hartley. This is not on a distance, but she'll probably put it to good space.
So, a couple of leads, but able to block it there from Adelaide Uni.
Holding the ball. Oh my goodness.
Kayla Swanson won't like that one.
No, I don't think anyone likes that one.
So, fortunate call for Adelaide Uni there because it was in good position. And this has come back nicely for Morphies. If she can get a hand free and release that hand pass, unable to. Holding.
My goodness.
So,
The less said about that, the better, I think.
So far in this third quarter, it's been the quarter of free kicks. The whistle is getting a workout and a big clash.
That hurt. That's two Morphies players down. Really good courage from both of them. As a coach, you'd love to see that, as well as hating it at the same time, but the intent was all at the footy.
So still got to play it down, a bit tender and sore for it there. I think it's
Textbook Corky of the hit there, I think.
Yeah, that's Talia Meyer gingerly running to the next contest.
Let's have a look at this.
She seems all right.
Bang!
Eyes on the ball from all players. Friendly fire, unfortunately, for the Morphies.
Yeah.
So, taking possession, Adelaide Uni.
Taylor's had a great quarter.
Hand passing, trying to find their way out of trouble, throws it on the boot forward. This one takes a nasty bounce and will fall for...
Oh, Joe Hill.
Good
Don't worry
hip and
about
shoulder.
it. Oh, Joe Hill. Showing none of her 47 years of age in that little contest.
Are you kidding me? 47.
She's 47.
Oh.
Can you believe that?
She's looking good.
Hasn't she ever?
Running well.
She's an athlete. Oh, an unbelievable athlete.
Here's us complaining about the cold sitting here now at several rucks.
Yeah. Got a 47-year-old Joe Hill running out there dominating.
Yep, all right, we've been put in our place.
And there she's in the ruck again. Looking sprightly as ever.
And yeah, holding a position really well there.
Doesn't look like there's much to her, but she's strong around the contest for sure. She wins that one.
Former Australian basketballer.
Okay.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, multifaceted player with some bit of candy into work there, but she's held the ball for a bit too long. Although, yep, they have paid it.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, I thought that was one was going to get let go then, but no. And whistle did come out eventually. So this one just bouncing around the cricket pitch area. Always a little bit harder work for the footy players on the covered areas for the cricket pitch, but good handball. Some space here. Goes the bounce. Lovely pace.
Gee, she is quick
Cutting
as.
inside. Looking back inside. Finds another player. Can she get it on the boot? Looks for the hand pass out.
Umpire gets out the way smartly.
Just losing a bit of space here. Just finds the boundary line, and that will tumble over. So what looked like a brilliant lead up just shut down from Adelaide Uni. Some pace out of that with a couple of bounces.
It was rapid from Talia Meyer. Just fizzled out that attack a little bit, didn't it? They just didn't choose the right option going forward, and then, oh, that's a risky kick. Good grab, Zeshevich. Oh, Jovi Zeshevich, strong grab, and that's going to hurt.
Morphettville Park have done a really good job to work their way back into this contest though, because in the first couple of clearances they looked a bit sluggish second to the ball. Now they've really got it going forward, and they're playing more of their brand footy.
Another intercept mark for Leah Cutting. Probably a 10th of the game.
So head slightly in field, but a lovely intercept defensive mark.
Walker is in a lot of space. Uni have got the overlap. If she can go quickly, she does.
Steps inside beautifully. Frees up some space. Can it run to the advantage?
Tromans.
Does so. Again, steps inside, takes on the tackle, but can't bust it. So Soccer's forward this time from Morphies. It sits up nicely. They've got the numbers if they can find the hand pass receive. Right, well shut down by Adelaide Uni. They scrambled hard in defence just then.
Have another look at this mark from Zeshevich. She just got slightly tunnelled. No malice in it, but just good hard contest from two players. Ooh.
Yeah, that's land hard on the glutes there. But really good strong hands, as we see.
Cutting with a free kick.
So needing to try and find that top of the square. So she heads inside 50 once again. There's plenty of Adelaide University jumpers in the grey surrounding that, and they crumb very nicely and send it straight back up the middle beautifully.
Gee, that was a long kick from Owen.
They are on here with player free at right at the top of the centre square. If they can find her as now. Defence has rushed back now, but it's still one-on-one. I think she's got her for size if they can find her.
Nicely played, Zoe Greer, got underneath. Ball trip on the left.
Throws it on the left. Will it get the run on? It's gone across the face of goal. But again, Uni have the numbers. It's just a matter of finding the composure. Another shot on goal here, and will it run in? No. Player back marks it.
Just needed to take a bit more time there, Annie Falkenberg. Rushed that one. They had the two players on the line, Morphies. We could see it on the screen. Needed to put that to the top of the square, I think.
So clean mark, and again coming down this sort of scoreboard wing side. Tends to be where the majority of the play pans out.
Get another angle on this mark from Zeshevich, Jovi Zeshevich. Ooh.
It's good, isn't it?
Just hit the tailbone on the ground.
Strong hands to stay in that contest, isn't it? Take that body work and hit. We've got another free being paid here.
It's going to Joe Hill.
Yep.
Cutting, Hill and McKay just trading free kicks both ways at the moment. Not getting many ruck contests, more free kicks. Interesting kick from Joe Hill, that's ambitious. Nice chop off mark from Mary Martino.
So just the one goal in it at the moment. The intensity is certainly left in this second half. Again, we see Cutting going at it hard.
Another free kick. wouldn't mind seeing the count this quarter. Not happy with it either.
No.
Zahn Anthony right in front of the Morphe's bench.
Yeah, so you can sense the crowd's displeasure at that call as well. This one just tumbling out over the line.
Just get the feeling, Jen, that Uni will be pretty happy to go into three-quarter time with this deficit. I don't feel like there's a huge impetus on them to attack from here. I think if they can hold this margin and then rely on the win to bring them home in the last, they'll be pretty happy. Conversely, of course, Morphe's will be wanting to score pretty heavily in this last 5 minutes.
I don't think they'll be happy at three-quarter break, the fact they've had the slight breeze and they haven't really made up most of it. Crowd favourite, 3 to Caitlin Swanson here. In a comeback game, she was going to play this season but got the call up.
Okay. So she moves it on quickly, but only manages to find the running back player for Adelaide Uni. That's Beck Owen once again. She's been everywhere today.
She has, hasn't she? Nice kick too to the advantage of Falkenberg, just can't reel it in.
Yeah, just trying to, so it's going to come back through the middle. Sort of just in Morphe's sort of advantage towards their forward 50. Good hand pass out of that pack, and there's a couple of players at the front there for Morphe's. They bring it to ground, holding her feet nicely is Taylor Scapins. Taylor, I should say.
Greer just tracking it towards the boundary for Uni.
So
Ducks her head.
Did she have an opportunity there? No, they've left the whistle down now and the ball's tumbling towards goal.
Van Riel.
And just sees it over. So this is a good opportunity now, Lexi, for Morphe's in this position.
It is. I was just looking before. The forward line looked pretty stagnant heading into the forward 50, and Uni are just pushing those numbers back. So you've got Matilda Zander that's free right on the goal line there. So unless Morphettville Park can start getting their forward 50 moving, it's going to be pretty hard to get a... Oh, here we go.
Thrown on the right here, but as you said, Zander is back there in defence, and she does that. And look at the
Whoa,
pace.
my goodness.
Plays on and takes it on here. She's going down the far wing.
Gonna get past.
2 bounces. Kicks now. What a way to come back from a shot on goal. Doesn't finish it probably as nicely as she would have wanted to. She finds the chest of the Morphe's player there, but some great pace out of defence. That was impressive.
Probably could have kept going in the end. Oh, strong mark. Fixed her in her first game. Now, get a look at those foot skills that I've heard she is excellent at. Nice kick to the advantage of Walker.
Runs on nicely, so she comes back inside, shirks the tackle of Chelsea.
Just misses the target though going forward. Just want that kick back again, I think.
So just conceding the behind. So I think that's 1 goal and 1 behind to Adelaide Uni this quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
No, I think you're spot on.
Something there. So we're on the construction side there, which is the skinny wing of this field here at Kellett Reserve. Just ticking down to 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And the deficit's been cut since the main break. Just the 5 points in it now, Adelaide Uni, so less than a goal behind. You feel the breeze has been with Morphe's this quarter, but they just haven't been able to get time in the field area position that they need to.
Free kick to Falkenberg, just dragged off at her. She was about to take possession. So big chance for Uni here. They can hit the front with a goal.
So she's going for Bala, who's taken a great grab.
Really nice mark.
I reckon that's those goalkeeping skills coming in handy now.
Just look at this. Just reads the ball perfectly. Bodies to the right position. Great hands. Sticky hands. This is probably the trickiest kick on the ground for goal though from this side. Needs to put this at the right post. Wind's going to be against her, directly against her almost. It's a tough kick. If anyone can do it though, it's Kelly Baltrip.
Starts her approach now. She's got a nice piece of it, but she sees it just stay to the skinny side.
It's the side you want to miss though, not a bad kick. 50 seconds left in the quarter. What can Uni do here? Can they score?
So just 4 points difference here. Difficult moment for Morphe's. They need to make sure that they hold on to possession here and don't just give it to Adelaide, who are in scoring range. And once again, Uni have it. Mackay just snaps it in to the top of the square. It's a dangerous ball entry.
Joe Hill with the goal. Just read it perfectly off the pack. Almost missed it in the end. Snuck it through. Have a look at this on the replay. She just read it better than anyone off the pack, Joe Hill. Didn't go up for the mark, stayed down. There she is waiting for it.
And just as we hear the siren there, so we close out the quarter, and Adelaide Uni have taken the lead for the first time in today's match. Lexi, so talking about that third quarter from Morphettville's perspective, first time in the match they've gone under, but they've been competitive all match. What's your message to them now in this short break?
I don't really think going into the last quarter they've got anything to lose. They're against the wind now, so I think they've just got to take the game on, really push it forward as fast as they can, try and get some movement in that forward 50 so that those spares that are pushing back from Adelaide Uni can really take them over and they can be out of the game a bit.
And Eddie from Adelaide University, they worked hard that quarter to get themselves back into the lead. What's the message for them with 1 quarter remaining?
I think you kind of want to instinctively just kind of hold up shop. Now you've got the lead and just run out the clock. But I think for Uni it's imperative they keep attacking in this last quarter. They've got the win. They can't sit on their laurels. And as you saw that quarter, it's not out of the realms of possibility for a team to score a couple against the win. So I think they need to keep attacking in this last quarter. I would be more inclined to start going this near side though, just to be a bit safer in this quarter, just because now they do have the lead. There's no reason to rush it. But yeah, I think keeping attacking and playing their natural game is the key here.
All right, so heading into the third quarter break, it's 5-3-33. The Morphies just down to Uni, who are 5-5-35, and we'll return for the fourth quarter action. We've got a thriller ahead of us. Welcome back to the action from Kellett Reserve for the Adelaide Footy League. This is Division 1 Women's Round 12. Game of the round. It is Pride Round. It's the match between Morphettville Park and Adelaide University. We've seen 3 quarters of great action so far, and Adelaide Uni have just taken the lead. They are 5 goals, 5 behinds, 35, while Morphy's score correction is 5 goals, 2 behinds, 32. So we've got a 3-point game with a quarter remaining. I'm Jenny Wallace, and joining me on your broadcast here through Spacequake Sports is Lexi Edwards and Eddie Dads. Guys, last quarter, it's just about to get underway. What are your thoughts? Just been at the huddles?
Yeah, just got to get the Uni's message was pretty simple. Just get the ball forward, saturate with forward entries, and they're going to, interestingly, leave the far side of the ground clear for Kelly Bartrip in the forward 50, which I think is a great move. Just let her lead into the space on the far side and kick it out there.
Okay, so we have Morphy's in the black and rainbow, and Adelaide Uni in the grey with the rainbow socks. Adelaide Uni running to the right of screen, Morphy's to the left of screen. Lexi, what about the huddle you were in with Morphy's?
I did go into Morphy's, similar messaging. They need to try and get it in forward pretty quickly before those Adelaide Uni defenders can set up behind the ball. And just to make use of those wings coming out of defensive 50 as well, just try and get it forward a bit quicker and break those lines open a little bit.
And from both sides, any injury concerns or sore bodies you could pick up yourselves?
Looked pretty clean to me on the Uni side. Wasn't much going on in terms of injuries. I think they were all pretty fit and firing.
Yeah. Lexi, anything from Morphettville?
No injuries with Morphettville Park. They're all pretty willing to go. They are a bit hungry for the contest, which is good.
That's good. Well, there's a lot to play for. Obviously, it is Pride Round, so it's celebrating and recognising the LGBTIQ community here, players, supporters, members. It's a great initiative this round. Both teams playing off. This is the second time this initiative has been in place. They played off last year with Morphettville Park, getting to hold up that trophy. So a lot to play for here other than just ladder points. Adelaide Uni looking to extend their lead at the top of the ladder, while Morphettville Park hoping to get into the top 4 with a victory today, and it would be a morale boosting victory to take down the top of the ladder. So a lot of a lot of energy they can take into this last quarter.
Nice mark, well read. I think that's Owen again out there. Coach made mention of her in the 3/4 time huddle. She's had a brilliant game. Just told her to keep going.
Smallacombe there, just intercept mark across the centre. She chips it nicely. Finds Scapins on the lead. She looks ahead. There's another lead coming for her. So holding onto the ball nicely here. That's
Batsavilis.
Yep.
That's great ball movement by Morphettville Park, not to rush it in, but this is where they're trying to getting a little bit unstuck now, trying to get a clean a mark inside 50.
So this one just goes to ground. Let's see another ball up.
I think they could have just done one more kick there, I reckon, Lexi. Just one more short kick and then go a bit deeper rather than that kick just to 30 metres out, which is a little bit useless. So now it makes it easy for Uni to rebound, as we're seeing now.
So kick into open space, so foot race on Adelaide Uni, win that foot race. Can't pick it up cleanly.
Oh, nice
just
bump.
Leaves it behind.
Should be 25 metres. Lucky there, Amy Blandon. Almost gave away the 25.
So third quarter was signified by a lot of whistle action from the umps.
There's the 25 there.
There is the 25. I'm not sure what that was for in the end. Jess Searle getting some adoration from the crowd.
So a little help down the ground, looking for leads. Just pulls the kick short, but tumbles it in. Snapped on the right, and there's a great mark there. That's Sarah Wilton, and she's got the chance to take the lead here back for Morphy's.
She was playing in defence in the first half, wasn't she, Lexi?
Mm-hmm.
She was. I was not aware of that move, but she's a really good target down there, nice and tall, and she's worked herself into the space really well.
Nice angle on the kick.
She's got the distance, and
Gone to the left-hand side.
has gone to the left. The crowd gave us a cheer there that had us all wondering what the call was.
It's quite a confident cheer from the crowd, who had a good angle on it, it must be said. So no wonder we were fooled.
So Adelaide Uni trying to work their way out of defensive 50 now, but they've just managed to find the line, so that'll get a kick in to Morphy's after chasing it through the car park.
Taylor just getting a little bit too tricky with that kick. I think Needed to go long and direct rather than try and find that little kick on the outside of the right foot.
This is that 20-metre shot from the boundary I wanted Caitlin Swanson with.
I think she's doing the fake look inside here. She didn't really want to pass that off. She knows she's got this in her. Throws off a bit of grass, Maddie Lloyd style.
Good view from right behind. She just cuts inside with her line, gives herself, opens up the angle, goes across the face of goal and it runs over.
Looked like she knew what she was doing from out there, though. That wasn't her first shot from that position. She's practiced that a bit, I reckon.
I think she spends half of training practicing from the boundary so she doesn't have to run, to be honest.
That's a veteran move.
Clever, that is clever.
Oh, disastrous turnover.
That's a great goal by Renee Roberts, the 16-year-old. Just good composure in front of the goal to step around the play with the easy goal.
Well, that's massive in the context of the game. Just a dangerous kick across the face of goal and stolen like a thief in the night there. 16-year-old could not be happier with that. Puts her team back in front.
I think that was Greer that just made the mistake for Uni. Again, getting a bit too cute coming out of the back line. Has to go long. They've got the wind. They may as well use it. Kick it long. That's 2 turnovers in the back line and a deserved goal from Morphettville Park. They've been putting the pressure on to start this quarter. 14 and a half minutes to go and they're now in the box seat. Umpire just warning cutting.
So
Joe Hill back in the ruck.
4-point lead
Ooh.
to Morphy, so that the lead's sort of seesawing now as a big hit.
Steph Walker down.
That's a solid bump by Taylor Scapins there.
Very good contest between the two.
Slow to her feet back in the behind play.
2
there,
on
the
1
ball's
for Uni.
running forward.
Pengelly with the shot on goal. It's turning. She had more time. She had more time there. Should have run that in. Had the 2 on 1. Opportunity missed. That's that open side we were talking about to start the quarter. Uni have just opened up that side of the ground, letting Kelly Bartlett run into it. And on that occasion, they had numbers everywhere. Really should have made Morphy's pay.
So Peg's one back. It's a 3-point ball game. Morphy's holding on to a slim lead as they kick outside of their defensive 50. That's a strong mark from Xander.
That is a quality mark. Steph Walker's up and walking around, so that's good to see.
It's open in the middle, but looks further forward than that.
Got cutting, it's dropped back into defence again.
And Packer just crumbs that nicely. That Hill with a strong tackle.
Not sure why. Not sure the handball back into trouble was the right option there. Had the runner on the outside. Probably should have given it on the outside. Instead, handed it back inside, and Joe Hill laid a big tackle. We've got a stoppage in forward 50 for Uni.
So Hill up against Cutting here. Hill wins that tap down. Players converge on.
Should be holding the ball, and it is. Didn't make a genuine attempt there, Steph Walker. She wanted to hold that in.
Yeah, didn't fool the umpires in that position. And it's being played further downfield after being taken out late.
Could see that coming from a
Martino.
mile away.
Just aggression over, just coming out there, a bit of emotion, spilling out.
Wasn't happy about the free kick against her, Steph Walker, and
Gave another one away.
gave another one. It compounded the mistake.
Coach killers, those ones. Cutting in great position, strong hands, using her height nicely there. She's a good target up forward for her side.
Just feel the momentum here, guys. I think Morphys have got it. It's with them.
The energy's up. And taking on the ladder leaders. Lexi, you covered it before. There's nothing really for them to lose, is it? They can really just gain by going hard at this match.
Yeah, they've really got to get on top of this game and just really set them up for the next couple of games. I think this one will push them into 4th, hopefully, and then the next 2, again, it's like if they're playing finals every week now until they get to finals.
Yeah, right you are. They take on Mount Lofty and Anglevale in their last 2 matches after this one. 2 teams that they're basically fighting against to get into that 4th position. So a win here can set them up nicely for that last 2 contests.
Crowd went early again. Walker keeps it in. Numbers for Morphys though.
Just chips it back along the wing side. Just hugging the boundary line here. This one looks inside now, but only finds... Is that Beck Owen once
That's
again?
Owen again. Great smother though.
Oh.
Oh, let her know about it, and that should be 25. It's another 25. Grace Smallacombe wins the free kick. We just have a look here. Owen made the mistake, kicked it into her. Great smother. Went high.
Yeah.
And
Followed up.
a little bit of afters as well.
So Adelaide Uni just a little bit ill-disciplined coming into their quarter at the moment. This one floating inside 50. The ball is on the ground. Trying to see who's going to get this, and Adelaide Uni are the ones that can clean it up, and they belt it out of the 50.
Appealing for the out of bounds of the full, but it's going to be a throw in.
So 10.5 minutes to go in this final quarter. Morphy's leading by 3 points. They've got the momentum, and we've got another free kick here going
That's
against Taylor McKay, I think, off the ball. Gee, they have lost the plot a little bit here, Uni. That's a number of free kicks they've given away completely unnecessarily.
And this one was just spilt hard on the chest, unable to hold on. So ball in contest once again as the pack dives on top of it. We'll see a ball up. 3 point ball, 3 points in it at the moment. 6-3-39, 5-6-36. The momentum seemingly with Morphe's at the moment, as we see Xander busting out from the pack and trying to use the pace up the middle. Great pickup from Hannah Priest. Kicks it long into the 50. So it seems like the advantage of the breeze has been nullified in the second half, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a reflection on the breeze kind of changing towards coming across the ground more, or whether the team that's kicking against it have just figured out a bit better how to play it. But yeah, we certainly haven't seen the free-flowing scoring that went with the wind in the first half, have we? So I think if Taylor's learnt from her last kick, this one has to go long and direct. And that's a better kick, although...
It looks like she's found
got out the full
boundary again. So Morphe's with another chance to launch an attacking raid. What's their best avenue to goal here, Lex?
It depends who's inside the 50, but if they can get a tall target with some crumbs like Caitlin Swanson or Charlie Dorr on it, that's probably the best option at the moment. Just as soon as you get more than 6 people in their forward, I think it's 40 metres to be honest, it's hard to get a nice clean ball.
Yep.
It's not quite a 50-metre arc here at Morphe.
Yeah, it definitely isn't.
35 to 40 at max, I reckon.
It's another bit of home ground dimension there.
Here we go, Uni are out.
And it's a free foot race once again.
Well played.
It's a great attack by Jess Sell there, just to keep the ball in front, make sure it didn't get behind her.
As we can see in the forward 35 we've just discovered, we've definitely got some size advantage to Adelaide Uni if they can find the player. There are 2 Morphe's defenders floating back, so they're 2-on-1 trying to defend McKay.
Looks almost they've got 2 spare back in defence, I think, Morphe here. I reckon that's Hannah Priest, and also looks like Chelsea Packer, both playing free behind the ball. Although Zeshevich has gone forward to man Packer up now as well. Bit of tactical chess going on from the 2 coaches.
It's a good pick up running through the pack, gets the handball out. Just can't get another clean pick up to go with that, and we've got another injury.
Yeah. That doesn't look good.
This one looks a lot.
Looks like in a bit of pain. I can't see who that is at the minute.
And we've got
she's not.
Players just around trying to help.
Oh, that
Looks
doesn't
might
look
be
good at
knee,
all.
clutching at knee.
Yeah, they've immediately called for the stretcher. I hope that's not Beck Owen. I think it is.
Got the long ponytail that we've come to recognise. So, injuries are never nice in sport, are they? There should be a blanket rule that if you're doing something for your health, you're in a protective bubble.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to get injured through.
Gee, she's in a lot of pain.
Maybe a knee dislocation with that. It's always painful.
She went down on you straight away that something wasn't quite right.
Yeah, as did the players around her, didn't they?
Yeah, they tried to just stabilise her, it looked like.
So, again, you talk about emotion with this sort of stuff. Adelaide Uni as the teammates, what's the messaging the skipper can give them now to just try and get them to focus back on the task at hand?
Gee, it's a tough one, isn't it? Just this stage of the game in particular, we really don't know how this is going to play out emotionally, because you've seen with 6 minutes 10 to go, and I think the clock probably should have stopped actually. I think when the stretcher comes out, the clock stops, but
okay.
We'll reassess that in a second. But yeah, it's hard to know which way this is going to go, because on one hand you kind of fire up for your mate who's gone down. On the other hand, it's a pretty devastating blow to see, if this is Beck Owen, to see one of your best players go down in such a fashion. can kind of take the wind out of you.
Yeah, that's really disappointing. She's probably been Adelaide Uni's best player this game, so to see her go down with about 5 minutes left in the fourth is upsetting for her.
So we're yet to find out what happens with the clock. Currently we've got it as running down, so you can see time just ticking away. Obviously the health of a player is much more important than the clock, but we're not sure whether time will get sort of added back on. We'll wait and see with that.
Clock has stopped now.
You see the stretcher, she's on the stretcher, she's going to be loaded off, so no doubt you see that sportsmanship where everyone will clap, but always a shame to have an injury, and it's been such a good match so far. There's been some really good hard play at the ball, but just fair, honest contest, and yeah, knee injuries, they just tend to happen, don't they? And they happen out of nowhere. Particularly
as I think that one looked like it was a bit behind the play, so if it's no contact involved, those are often the worst ones.
Yeah, just twisting and change of direction, and it's like your knee says, well, you've used me a million times, and that one was one too many.
We still haven't seen who that was either, but I think that is Beck Owen, just judging by the players on the ground that are going back out. I haven't seen her.
She's got her right knee strapped as well.
Yeah, that's Beck Owen, I think.
So yeah, went in with a slight injury maybe.
Gee, that's a real shame. She's, as I said earlier, she's probably been having the best year out of any uni player, and yeah, it's devastating for her. I hope she's okay.
And if you're just tuning in, you're watching the round 12 action here in the Adelaide Footy League at Kellett Reserve between Morphettville Park and Adelaide University. We are in Pride round, which is why Morphettville Park are wearing the black with the rainbows, as well as Adelaide Uni donning that rainbow socks. And it's been a belter of a game so far. There is just the 4 points in it. Morphettville Park surprisingly in front, but the way they've played, it isn't a surprise. It's more just the ladder position that has probably got a surprise, that they've really taken it up to the number one side this year so far in Adelaide Uni, and they're in possession again in a good scoring position. And this one is just head to safety from Adelaide Uni.
They've got that break glass in case of emergency. Taylor gone forward. And paid a throw. Gee, the umpires have had a lot of free kicks today.
They've had a chat at the main break and come out heavy with the whistle, is our sort of experience so far. This one holding the line. Leah Cutting stands strong underneath it.
She reads the play so well coming out of, like, when she has to go defensive. That's a great intercept mark again by Leah Cutting. I reckon Adelaide Uni just have to avoid her when they're coming forward.
Takes her time with the kick, measures it, and it's a lovely kick.
Spoiled, but over the shoulder. And with a little ankle potentially.
She's twisted that already today, Steph Walker.
Sore.
It's all right, she'll shake it off, she's tough.
Tessa Combe with the ball here on the wing, an 18-year-old that played her juniors at Morphettville Park and then went away to do some cycling, and now she's back.
And Jo Hill strong under that. It was a nice left foot entry, but coming across in the front of the pack, uses a height lovely there, Hill. She's been good in this second half, I would say, for Adelaide Uni.
She has. So we've got 4 minutes left on the clock. I think you can probably add a minute to that. No expert on the rules of the game, but I think as soon as the stretcher comes on, the time goes off.
Yeah, so we'll stay flexible with the call. We'll wait and see when the siren comes, but we have it as probably about 4.5 minutes remaining.
Morphettville Park have come out this quarter like a different team. They came out in the third quarter like trailing the contest to Adelaide Uni, and now they're really attacking the ball and taking the game on, which is great to see, and they're getting rewarded for it.
Nothing forward of the play for Uni, although Steph Walker makes something out of nothing.
Just can't pick up after she sockered, but really good follow-up to get the tackle. And this one has fallen out over the back, and a long kick forward, tumbles forward. The road of the ball is going to be the interesting one here. Okay, closing fast, putting on defensive pressure. Oh, well done from Morphies there. They've still got to get it out, though, and they find the mark.
That was great play from Erica Spawn, who's been thrown back in defence.
Yeah, well, she's
natural territory.
Yep.
2 goals up as well, and now getting to do the job in defence. She's done it at both ends for Morphies.
Just had McKay for pace, didn't she?
So we're out on the boundary line for a throw in.
Got a dog as a dog runs across the oval.
Oh, streaker with the trainer as well, I think, or the runner.
Dog with the runner. That's interesting. Things you see at local footy.
Does that count as too many people on the field? Or? So Cutting and Hill in the ruck there. They've had a good battle again.
Matilda Xander's had a great second half as well. Probably just took the first half just to warm back in her first game back.
See the clock, I think we've had turned off there. So you guys are in as much knowledge as we are as how much time is left. My guess would be there's about 2.5 minutes to go.
So Morphy's in front, but it's less than a goal lead, but the ball is up their attacking end. And they'll be very keen that if they can't take clean possession, to just keep pulling in this contested pack and making sure the ball stays up their end, making it harder for Adelaide Uni to create a comeback. It's been a good 4 quarters of footy here today. Some really quality skills, some high intensity tackles.
Nice kick from
Good
Blandon.
finishes. And the Packer in a good position to just intercept that and send it straight back into her attacking 50, but maybe rush that because she's found Adelaide Uni and
Oh, not a good kick from Pengelly.
she's gone on with it.
Priest is lucky to get away with that one, I think.
Yeah, a bit of adrenaline there instead of just taking her time, understanding that her team's in front and time. Got a shot on goal here and they've got it. Oh, that is a great kick.
That might be the sealer.
That's Talia Meyer there on the wing. It's come in and snapped it around the body. Bit of a fatter pocket around that side, but I know the girls practice there just for a bit of fun on the week at training.
As we see here, just collects it nicely.
That might be all she wrote. I think can't be too long left now. As we said, I think you did come out a little bit flat after the injury to Beck Owen. Haven't been able to get themselves fired up after that. And Morphe's take advantage and take a handy 10-point lead with probably only a 1.5 to 2 minutes remaining. We're a bit in the dark here.
So Adelaide Uni needing 2 goals to come back and take a victory. As Morphettville Park, that could be the sealer, and they're tackling hard here. They know they're in front. There it is. No, I thought that was the siren. So just cheering the possession, knowing that the more time they spend down their side in attack, much harder job it is for Adelaide Uni to come back. So all eyes on the umpires. I'm not sure where the timekeeper's positioned here at this park. I feel like there's probably not enough time for Uni to find 2 goals. They haven't been up there attacking 50 once this quarter, really.
I look back on that miss from Pengelly earlier in the quarter when she had 2-on-1 in the goal square, and
Big smother.
that probably could have been the difference, I think. Really good win from Morphe's though. They've thoroughly deserved this victory. They've outplayed Uni for probably almost 3 quarters of this game. They've played the better footy. Uni did play well in that 3rd quarter to get back into it, but Morphe's have comprehensively outplayed them for most of it.
So the ball just coming down the boundary wing side towards the scoreboard. That's where all the supporters are. We're currently right in front of Morphe's tent.
The siren's gone, but no one seems to know.
I can't hear it.
Well, confusion reigns at the end there with the timekeeping, but that is a memorable victory in Pride Round 2. The Morphettville Park side, 10-point victors over ladder leaders Adelaide University.
The umpires
hang on
still a bit confused, the umpires.
This is anticlimactic for your team, Lex.
Kind of St Kilda v Freo 2005 style, Tasmania, Siren Gate.
We've got
And there we go, there it is.
And we're shaking hands now. So, victory in round 12, massive victory. They sneak into the top 4 Morphettville Park with that 10-point win over Adelaide University. Lexi, talk us through from your side's perspective, what a phenomenal victory for them today.
Again, yeah, do or die for Morphettville Park, and I think going in as the underdog before the game actually worked in their favour when they the pressure came off and they could just play like a nice connected style of footy, multiple goal scorers, and really kind of in some situations really held it together in defence when it kind of got close to the goals. They just got it out of there just in time. So they'll be very happy with the win, and now into the next 2 weeks to try and get them into the finals.
That's right, and back-to-back Pride Round winners after taking out the inaugural round last year. And Eddie, let's have a look at Adelaide University. They're coming off the bye. then this loss here, also the big injury to Beck Owen, is probably the talking point of the match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, disappointing for Uni, but I think it's probably a good wake-up call for them going into finals. It's always a tough over to play on out here, and obviously no excuses. Morphettville played a much better game of football today, but I don't think this is the end of the world for Uni. They still sit on top of the ladder. They're probably going to finish top with a double chance, and I'd still probably have them as the premiership favourite despite the loss. But this is really good for Morphettville. They deserve to make the finals based on this performance. I think if they play like this, they'll beat almost any team out there, and yeah, congratulations to them.
So a couple of tougher games heading Uni's way. They have Salisbury and Smosh to take on in their last 2 rounds. As you said, they are leading at the moment with a games buffer, so in prime position to, as you say, take out their double chance heading into the finals. Let's just recap the goal kickers for today. So for Morphettville Park, we had Spawn with 2, Swanson, Dorr and Bradley with the singles, and then for University, Balshrop with 2 as well. Zechevitz also with 2, and then Hill with the 1, so 5 goal scorers for them. The end score 7-4, 46 for Morphies, 5-6, 36 to Uni. We're hanging around as well just to look at the presentations. You can see the 2 teams in the huddle there. Universities at the moment
Double
off to the
Cobras.
side rollers. Morphies, well, they're up and about. They might be looking to wear this uniform every week. Lex?
They are. I really like the uniform, so thanks to the sponsors for getting around those so that they can get them for this year. But you can see how much it means to the girls on such an important day, that they're proud to represent Morphettville Park, and they're proud to represent the community, and they've really enjoyed the game, which is awesome.
Well, it has been good, and what a turnaround from the last time these teams met in round 5. A reminder that was a large victory to Adelaide, 11-7-73 versus 3-3-21. So the numbers tell the story, guys. It's been a massive upset victory to Morphettville Park, but from the very beginning they got the first goal early in quarter 1, and they basically had the momentum and the ball from then on, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they, as I say, for all but the third quarter, I think they were the better team out there. Uni missed some chances in the second quarter to go inside 50, which ended up costing them late. And Morphies, meanwhile, took basically every chance they had inside 50. They were really efficient going forward. Erica Spawn was fantastic up there in the first half. As we see, great initiative, all the girls lining up, both teams. It's going to be a cracking photo, that one.
It's days like this that remind you that whilst you're rivals, you are that one community, and having a moment like this, you don't do this after every round where you get together and have a photo with your opposition, but because it's this special round, you do.
It is, yeah. It's a lovely sight, and I know that a lot of the girls are friends off the field as well, so it's really good that both teams can jump on board with such a special round, and really enjoy what this whole round is about.
It's one of the best things about women's football, I think, is just the camaraderie that flows from every team to every team. There's it seems like every game the girls go back to the opposing team's club rooms or the club and have a beer with each other, and they're all really good friends, and clearly some pretty cracking celebrations there. The girls making most of their time in the limelight, which is great. Yeah, I think that's the best thing about it, is the camaraderie, and especially for causes like this, where we had Adelaide did a men's mental health day a couple of weeks ago for one of the women's games as well, raising awareness for men's health. And I think it's great when you can kind of get around a cause and yeah, be friends about it as well.
Yeah, definitely agree. The last season during this round, there was a best on ground awarded to Leah Cutting from Morphies. I think that was the Courtney Cramey.
So Courtney Cramey was one of the players from the very start of Morphettville Park when they moved here from Sturt, basically, had to get relocated. So Courtney Cramey, Bog medal, plays with the Adelaide Crows at the moment.
Oh,
Excellent footballer.
So let's grab your tips, see if you can predict
Cutting
who's
for
taking
me.
it out. Cutting again,
Gotta
going
be
back
Cutting
to back?
for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have Leah Cutting as a back-to-back, or Talia Meyer on the wing there as well. Did a really good job, and maybe sealed it with a goal at the end there.
That'd be my top 2, yeah. I think Cutting and Meyer were the 2 best players in the ground. I think if Uni had managed to sneak up, probably would have been Beck Owen, would have won the medal. But given Morphy's got the win, have to be Cutting for me.
See all the players just starting to gather now, and the supporters gathering around. It can't be long until we have the presentation. And as soon as we see them start to begin those speeches, we'll of course cut to that audio so that you can listen in. It's been a great match so far this afternoon, really enjoyable. So from Space Quake Sports and their coverage here I'm just getting the pictures of the presentation, but thanks for joining myself, Jen Wallace, Eddie Dadds and Lexia Edwards for the coverage of Pride Round. It's been a brilliant game. Morphettville Park coming out victors. That's 2 in a row for them under Pride Round, and also importantly puts them into the top 4, while Adelaide Uni coming off the bye of the loss, but they will continue to take their lead. Here's the presentation now.
It's a really important day to our club. I know it's really important to uni as well. It's a really important thing for the league as well. We couldn't do it without our sponsors, and today was the support of Marion City Council as well. So we'd just like to acknowledge for us the Maglock sponsorship. Today we named our Division 4 medal after the Maglock medal, after their support, their ongoing support. We'd like to acknowledge Banana Boogie as well, who's come on board this year. Sports Centre always do a great job for us, and the Morphettville Arms, where everyone's off to tonight. So yeah, thanks very much for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Would love to host your uni girls again next year. It's a tough game. I know it's hard to be on the wrong side of a result like that. I don't think it was. It's just unfortunate it has to be a loser and a winner on games like tonight. It was a great game to watch, so you should be very proud of yourselves. Without any further ado, I'll call on Courtney Cramey to present the Courtney Cramey Medal for Best on Ground. So the winner of the Courtney Cramey Medal for the second time is Leah Cutting.
Cheers.
And lastly, we'd like to call on the Mayor, Chris Hanna, to come out and present the Pride Trophy, the Adelaide Pride Cup. So if I can have the captain and coach of Morphies up here as well to present.
Great game to watch. Well done. Both teams. Tough. Thank you. So, there you go.
Cheers. All yours, mate. All yours. No.
Which one are you choosing to speak? Cutter.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
That's it. Do you want to take the vote?
Yeah, tough. Shit, I'm a bit nervous up here. Thanks Adelaide Uni for coming out. It's been a great day again. Second year we're hosting this, and I think it gets better and better. To our sponsors and to the club, it's always a fun day, and thanks to the Marion Council as well. You really set it up nicely, so thanks guys. Tough.
And that concludes the formality, so thank you all again for
Wait, can we do a bloody drink out of that? I want to get in.
So at the conclusion of the presentation there, we see the successful Morphettville Park Roos celebrating their victory today. It was a big victory, 10 points to them, 7-4-46, played 5-6-36. Congratulations once again to the Morphettville Roos on taking out the Pride Round. And from all of us here on the broadcast team, Eddie, Lexi and myself, thank you, and join us again next week for Game of the Round.